Hello everyone, today we will be visiting a place where young witches and wizards come to learn the art of charms, spells, and enchantments. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to Hogwarts. And look, there it is! First a tree, now the castle, bloody hell. Well, perhaps not my finest landing, but we've arrived nonetheless. Welcome to Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. Now, you might be wondering why we are here, and it's in big part due to an amazing YouTube content creator named Gabbel. They created a life-size map of Hogwarts filled with countless rooms, secret passages, and hidden surprises. There's even chocolate frogs hidden around the castle for you to find. This map is truly amazing, although it is missing one key element: magic. And while there are some interactive pieces already in place, I want magic to flow through every corridor and classroom of this fine school. And we're going to do it all in vanilla. By harnessing the power of command blocks, structure blocks, and some good old-fashioned redstone, we're going to bring Hogwarts to life. Now, unfortunately, Mojang hasn't gotten around to adding wands into Minecraft just yet, so we've had to get a bit creative with this. I'd like to make the experience as real and interactive as possible while staying within the boundaries of vanilla Minecraft, and I think I have just the solution. Using a rather remarkable command, we can detect a nearby player holding a custom labeled item in their main hand and execute an action if the conditions are met. Let's give this a try. So here I have a stick renamed Wand, and if I get within 5 blocks of the command block, a particle effect will appear over top. Now, if I walk up with a regular stick or nothing in my hand, no particle effect will appear. And now, if you want to use this command in your own world, I'll paste the command in the chat, so just pause the video and take a look. With the basics out of the way, the first part of the castle I'd like to breathe magic into is this entrance here. When you first load up the map, this is the starting point of your adventure and acts as your first entry into Hogwarts. And I think it would be a great first impression if we made this door here open and close with the wave of a wand. So, without further ado, let's jump right in. So the first commands for the door are in place. Now, what I have set up is two command blocks here, one that's going to detect if we have our wand. And if so, it's going to place a redstone block right here, which is going to power this structure block. And basically what the structure block allows us to do is to save a certain structure, which is this door. And so when we power it, this door will always go back to this state. But then I have this chain command, which is going to replace that redstone block with air so that we can repeat this whole process as much as we want. So when we use our magic wand, the door goes back to its original state. So what that allows us to do is that when we use our magic wand, the door will transition between different states until it is closed and then open. So now the second door phase is done. So here's the first one, but if we go to this second structure block and load up the open door 2, which is just the name I called it, you can see it goes into the second open phase, and then if we take our wand, it'll go back to the first one. And with this mess of command blocks in the floor and a line of structure blocks, we are all done. So if we take the wand and then we walk on closer, you can see that the door will completely close, and it also says Aloha More at the bottom. So we just have to reverse it for the opening and we will be done. The first magical experience in our Hogwarts map. And just like that, you would never know that we were here. So let's do a test without the wand and see what happens. So if we walk up, you can see nothing happens because we don't have the wand in our hand. But if we take our wand, walk up, you should see that the door is now opening. And any minute it should just close right back up behind us, and it should also work from this side as well. So if we walk up here, yeah, the door will open both ways as long as we have the wand in our hands. And before we get on with constructing the next magical effect, I'd like to take the time to thank our sponsor of the video, Gringotts Bank. Rated the most secure place in all the magical world, besides Hogwarts of course, it's the perfect solution for all your banking needs. So long as you're not scared of goblins. So whether you need to secure all your precious galleons, keep safe your philosopher's stones, or hide your evil horcruxes, they are here for you. So head on down to Diagon Alley today and drop by Gringotts Bank. You can't miss it, it's the giant weird curvy building. If you have a fear of being burnt to death by dragons, please consult your local doctor before entering the facility. So what are you waiting for? Head on down to Gringotts Bank today. Alright, so with the door complete, the next part of the castle I'd like to transform is the Grand Staircase. It is the first place the player encounters when walking into Hogwarts, and the creator of this map did such a good job recreating this iconic piece of Hogwarts into Minecraft. This is definitely my favorite part of the map, and there was no way I could leave it untouched. And, I mean, as we all know, these staircases are known for moving at will. And to start off, I think we'll do this staircase first. It's one of the biggest, it's the most central, and it's the first one you see when you walk in. Now we also start right beside Dumbledore's office, or the entrance to it, and we're going to be seeing a little bit of that later in the video. And we're going to make the staircase transition just to the right here. We're actually going to connect it up to this wall and over to another one of the staircases, which it's a little hard to picture right now, but as we go forth, you'll see what I mean. Alright, and a bit of a confession here, this is me post-editing. So I went ahead with the staircase and Dumbledore's office, which you'll see next. And I got so invested into these projects that I kind of just went ahead and finished them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and show you what I did, how I made them, and then we'll take a look at the end products. And the processes were actually quite similar to the door, which we already went through step by step. So I think this might actually work out better in the end. So let's take a look at how we did it. So under the floor here, this is the mess that controls the Grand Staircase. And basically it's similar to the door. We have a bunch of structure blocks that all represent a different phase and transition of the staircase when it moves. And then we have command blocks just so that all the timings are correct and we activate the different structure blocks when we want. And then we have an etho hopper clock, and that automates the movement of the stairs so that they change about every 30 seconds or so. So that way, if you're in this world playing, you will see these stairs move on their own. So let's just load up the structure block with the final transition state, and you can see what the staircase looks like in its new form. So that's where it goes, and you can see how it curves off to the right instead of going straight. And so that is how it is going to end up after it moves. And it takes us on a whole new path up to a different part of the Grand Staircase. Now, I made sure that all parts of the staircase are still accessible. It's not like I made some part impossible to get to, but we do end up in a new spot, and I think that really brings to life the Grand Staircase as it would be in Hogwarts itself. So let's turn on the automation and see this in action. So I'm absolutely over the moon with the progress that we've made so far, but there is still one more thing I want to do in this video, and that is the entrance to Dumbledore's office. Now, for any Harry Potter fans, you'll know that the entrance is via a statue. And to access the office in this map, you simply open the two trapdoors in the middle of the statue, walk onto a pressure plate, and you are teleported to Dumbledore's office, which is great. I think it's a cool addition. But if you've seen the movies, you'll distinctly remember the scene where the statue actually rotates and reveals a hidden staircase that leads directly into Dumbledore's office. And so I think it would only be right if we bring that into this Hogwarts map. Now, this project was by far my favorite. There were some similar elements, which I'll show you now. If we go into Spectator and we take a look under, here's all the structure blocks, and each structure block represents a phase of the moving statue. But what's unique is the activation. You see there's a lectern with a book over here with the word password, and you have to write in the custom phrase, Sherbert Lemon, which if you are a Harry Potter fan, you'll know that that's a reference to the movies and the books. And if you put that back on the lectern, you can see the statue will move, revealing a hidden staircase, which I tried to make as realistic to the movies when the statue turns. Now, if we enter into these banners, here we are in Dumbledore's office. Now, the banner trick's a little bit unique where I actually do get teleported within the banners, but you don't notice because there's banners on both sides of the teleportation because Dumbledore's office isn't actually right behind the statue. So that was just a bit of a cool trick that I did to make it look like it was a smooth transition into his office. And once you're ready to leave, you can walk back through the banners and you end up back at the statue in the Grand Staircase. So once you walk on down, if you give it a few seconds, the statue will close up back after you. And so that way, you're good to use it again and it remains a secret. So that's all the magic that we're going to do for this video, but this is definitely going to be a multi-part series. We have just hit the tip of the iceberg when it comes to Hogwarts here. We barely have scratched the surface of what this castle has to hold, but let's just go through and take a look at what we did today. So first, we have our door that will open once we are holding our wand, and then we come into the grand staircase. And of course we have our moving staircase, which about every 30 seconds or so, it'll be automated and activate on its own. And if we go on up, we can see that the staircase has moved positions. And then we have my favorite project, Dumbledore's office. So to get in, we simply take the book and then we put in our password, Sherbert Lemon. And then once we've done that, we can put the book back on the lectern and that will open up and reveal the secret staircase that'll take us straight in to Dumbledore's office. Now, this is definitely my favorite part where we just go through the flags and it looks like we walk right in. And once we're ready to go, we can just walk right back through the banners and we end up back in the grand staircase at the top of the statue. And with that, that's going to do it for today. I really hope that you enjoyed this map. I had a blast working on it, and I'll definitely make a part 2 if you guys want to see it. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.